You spoke about how you're an old school journalist and that you have to bring truth to power. When you went to the US Congress and spoke about Kashmiri pundits for the first time, perhaps, surprisingly, they even the Americans listened to you, but you were bullied at home. Now, even after the launch of the New Indian, the same kind of comments, came from the community that you would expect some sort of support from, even if you have ideological differences, right? Now you're seeing that these are the same people, and some of them are even expressing their support and sympathy to the Taliban and what is happening in Afghanistan. What is the solution and why is this rot existing? And how do you actually tackle with these problems?
Well, I really feel sorry for this entire lot, which I feel is a victim of indoctrination, a victim of false narratives that the mainstream media peddle for too long. And I feel that they are the victims of falsehood, which basically was not just peddled by media, but also by intellectuals of this country. And so it got an intellectual sanction to repeat those lies consistently, persistently. And that's how this entire lot has come to a point where it's full of hatred, bigotry, and it's completely, I would say, prejudiced and biased. And I would say divorced from reason. They don't use their reason and logic. They are driven by political agendas.
Right.
Now, I did speak at the U.S. Congress, and I would say, it was a hostile environment. It was a hostile hearing in the U.S. Congress, and it was not opposed only to India, but it was particularly opposed to me, because I think somewhere part of the problem has also been the US foreign policy in the world in the last 30 years. And I was bringing home that point through my presentation, that Pakistan has been the biggest problem, the biggest evil in South Asia. Pakistan remains the hotbed of terror. It remains the factory of terrorism, Islamic terrorism across the world. Today, even in Afghanistan, Pakistan remains a problem, a sanctuary for Taliban, and a big supporter of Taliban. They are pushing the agenda of regressive ideologies like Islamism. They are pushing people into this violence, into this circle of death and destruction. And somewhere the US is responsible for that, because US has been supporting and treating Pakistan as an ally. Now, China also, I would say, is partly responsible, because China also sees Pakistan as an ally. So in a way, if you really think about it, Pakistan army and ISI are willing to be mercenaries of the two biggest superpowers of the world. Earlier, I think, it was Afghanistan, which was the battleground, or which was the buffer for the US and the Soviet Union. Today, it is Pakistan between China and the US. And as far as, what I did at the US Congress, I think given a chance, I would have done the same. I would have repeated the same. And I would have pushed my point even more vociferously as I did in 2019. And I think people will realize today that whatever I said in 2019 in that US congressional hearing has turned out to be true. Whatever I have been saying and writing for the last 2 decades about about Pakistan, about the US, about their foreign policy, every bit of it has turned out to be true. India is not evil. India is not an oppressor. India is not an occupier. India has always believed in harmony, peace, assimilation, coexistence, and pluralism. The testimony of this claim is the fact that India is a hugely diverse country, hugely diverse civilization. And if anyone thinks that, the US way or the Pakistan way or the Chinese way is going to lead world towards peace, they are mistaken, because the road to peace is essentially coexistence. It is essentially to to respect the peaceful, but not to respect the violent. And that's the difference that the US has not been able to understand. When you start showing respect to Pakistan, a terror state, when you start showing respect to Islamist regressive forces, you have already lost the battle. You're not in the battle. You are actually on the side of the oppressor. And that's the distinction India clearly has made. We are not on the side of Taliban. We are for coexistence. We are for peace, but with those who believe in peace, not with those who believe in Islamism and violence.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.